Okay, folks, so I am here outside of Bubbles Dry Cleaners across the street from the W Hotel here in Hollywood. And this is the staging area for the Jane Fonda press conference, which is going to take place in about 5 minutes. So we're here, and let me just turn the camera around. You see Bubbles? Yeah, Bubbles. We're giving you some promotion, Bubbles. Got a bunch of people here who I know from Occupy Los Angeles. The person who's doing press from this is Daya, and we're going to get an interview with her. Daya?
Daya, we're live on Facebook.
Daya. Oh, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So we're here. Daya? You want to tell? Daya, I'm sorry. I get this wrong, like Daya.
Daya.
Come here. Let's get outside.
All right. Hi.
Hi, so you got my live stream audience
Yeah.
here. What are we here to do today?
We're here today we're all going to walk over to the Wells Fargo Bank. Jane Fonda is going to be here, and she's going to divest all her money out of Wells Fargo Bank, and we're here to support that. And we'd like everyone to do that, actually, from Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Chase, because they all support the pipeline and the building of the pipeline. Correct?
Yes.
Is that right? Yes.
Now, you and I go back to Occupy LA, and we
Yeah.
both know Carlos Marroquin from Occupy Fights Foreclosures. Why don't you tell the folks other reasons why they may want to divest from Wells Fargo?
Because Wells Fargo doesn't have very good practices when it comes to mortgages, and there are a lot of people's homes were lost because of the banks not following proper procedure. So we had a lot of cases there, and a lot of people lost their homes.
Right.
So
not only that, folks, we also know that Wells Fargo was recently in the news because they had predatory sales practices. It's called upselling. They actually required their employees, people as low in the totem pole as $12 an hour bank tellers, to sell products, other lines of credit cards, home loans to their customers, otherwise face reprisals such as cuts in salary or being fired. And I'm working with the Communities for Better Banking on this, and ACE, which was the organization that took over for Acorn, to try to get some changes in the laws here in Los Angeles. So this is an action, though, very focused on the Dakota Access Pipeline, because as I said in my live stream yesterday, yes, Sue, unfortunate, right. So they sold Sue a mortgage that she couldn't afford. You see, this is what they did because the big banks wanted to take all these mortgages and package them up into tranches that they were selling to sovereign wealth funds. And this is how banks like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America and Goldman Sachs made all their money. This goes back to when Bill Clinton deregulated banking when he repealed the Glass-Steagall Act. It was called the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. All of those three names are Republicans, but this was done at the urging of Robert Rubin, who is Bill Clinton's Treasury Secretary. As you know, he came from Goldman Sachs, and Bush's Treasury Secretary came from Goldman Sachs, as did Obama's, Geithner actually came from the New York Fed, but I think he might have worked for Goldman Sachs before. In any case, the Fed is not a public agency. It's actually a private agency made up of private banks. And as people who were in the Occupy movement know, one of our demands was to abolish the Fed. Why should the Treasury have to borrow money from the Fed at 2% interest rate? Okay, we have Jane Fonda coming, so I'm going to be turning the camera around right now. Okay, here's Jane Fonda coming to do her press conference. And we're going to switch out our microphones. Todd? Okay. You want to pull this stuff out? And we have Lily Tomlin in the front. We love your show, Frankie and Grace. I can't wait for you to come back.
Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. I gave her top billing. Hi, Jane.
Now that I'm here.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Hi, Francis.
Hey, how are ya?
Hi, Brett.
Yeah. Hey. Good.
All right, so we're live on the Robust Opposition here from the Jane Fonda press conference. She's about to close her account at Wells Fargo.
I'll put it in the other mic.
You know what? Let me just. Okay, let me do that until we get ready for the interviews. So, can everyone please come in and thank you, cleaners.
So basically, you guys can just grin. Here's what we have to do this, and I apologize for being so guerrilla, but it brings out, what we're dealing with. So we want to do one question, and we're going to have Fox and CNN get the responses. Does that work for you guys?
Beautiful.
Okay. So